go up to Al here before we just, you pulled me into your thing of just meandering around. Right?
I'm sorry.
Let's
No,
go up.
Al's there. Al's there. He's waiting. He's right there. He's like, yeah, come on.
All right, let's go. Let's go check out. I think we're supposed to see Lyra is our next stop, or do we want to stop at Andromeda first?
He said Lyra's on the way.
Yes.
Really funny.
Awesome. All right, let's go check out Lyra and see what that's like, and maybe we can chat with Al a little bit on the way.
Okay. We're moving.
Okay, good. I just gotta
We're already.
hear all that.
It's funny. I had to go down on a parachute, but he came right down and got me. I think he got sick of me.
Because he's there when you call him. See, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Beat him. As soon as we started thinking about him. Andromeda Al.
Yep.
Best pal.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just floating through space again and seeing all these planets and stars.
I had some questions for Al. Is he able to bend space or like use wormholes so he can go from like one galaxy to the next one without having to travel all the way in between? Does that make sense?
He said, of course I could, but we don't have to, because he said the only reason that he's taking me, that it appears to me that we're on this thing like moving through space. Like there is no space, there is no separation. But since I'm coming from being a human, he needs to show it to me this way.
Right, so
Not everyone
passing by.
Yeah, we could totally just teleport and just be there instantly, but since humans don't do that right now, or at least this human does not. It's like,
This will give us a feeling for the distance that we're traveling.
he said, you need the visual of space or you'll be more confused and lost. So,
Right, disoriented.
yeah.
Okay. And could Al also jump, say, timelines or something like that, if there is even such a thing?
He was like, we don't even have those in Andromeda.
These are questions, they make sense in my brain,
Yeah, mine too, but yeah.
Let's look at a couple of your questions while we're traveling and see if there's anything that Al might be a good person to ask.
Okay.
Okay, so where am I from? I think we got that.
Yeah.
Here, I think we got that pretty good, but he can stop me if there's anything he wants to weigh in on. And am I a wanderer? If yes, have I been?
He's laughing.
Okay, sorry, Al. Get through everything ahead of time. Is this my first time on Earth? We heard that she's been there twice, right? Once
Yes.
as a and once as an Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hey, Al, maybe, I don't know if you'd be the one to ask this, but you could maybe point us to the right direction. Emily's always curious why she's always so tired. I mean, like sometimes she gets good rest, sometimes she doesn't, but she's always tired. Can you talk about that at all with us?
Yeah. The further that I get away from my nature of, being from this place of love, this like pure pink planet, the more I forget that I'm blocking energy from coming into me. Humans need energy from multiple sources. They need it from food and sleep, but also from everyone around them, not in a bad way necessarily, but we share it.
Okay.
And from source or whatever it comes through to get from source to get to us, and from the earth. And even at times where I was getting it from everywhere, including from even, from Gaia, being barefoot outside and being in nature and still feeling tired, I was not always getting it from source or I was, but I was blocking it. Like,
Maybe with
um,
doubt or fear or something like that.
and just disconnect, like, um, yeah, all kinds of things.
So as she moves forward and she starts to connect with the Madonnas more and know that connection and feeling, probably the tiredness should be less of an issue then?
Oh yeah, the Madonnas will uplift me anytime.
Okay. So great. And now she had one about attachments and dark technologies, but the people down on that planet told us flat out that they wouldn't have let her go there if there was anything like that with her, right?
Well, they more would only allow beings with pure intentions. So I guess that question didn't really get answered yet.
Okay, let's
But
deal with this one then. Does Emily have any attachments, entities, implants, dark technologies, or anything that we need to think about getting removed in this session today?
he said that they can help with that on Lyra if they're, he doesn't know.
We'll
Or
make it.
that's not his department. He said, like, he doesn't
Oh,
deal with
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. But you can at least point me in the right direction. We really appreciate you for that. We'll ask
Yeah,
on.
he said we're going to the right place.
Oh, perfect. Well, then maybe that's why we're supposed to be going there then.
Maybe.
Yes, yes. And we're going to save some of the Croatia, Bosnia pyramid questions for later. Well, does he know anything about the Bosnian pyramids or what star tribes might have been connected with those?
He said he's been there.
Oh. Does he know who made them or how they came to be?
There's something about an ancient tribe that was there.
So there were Earthlings that were maybe guided to do this or were under some kind of a religious idea when they did it. Is that what you're saying?
He said he can only share a piece of it or only knows a piece of it, but that there were like humans or some kind of humanoid or early human tribe there that um yeah, helped build. There was definitely, it wasn't just them, there was guidance
Had some
from
help.
someone.
And there's been some questions about the age of them. A lot of people say that they're older than the pyramids in Egypt and a lot of the other megalithic structures. Like they might even be the oldest. Yeah. Do you have anything you can say about the age of the Bosnian complex compared to the others?
He just says they're very old.
All right. Hey, here's one I bet you Al will be good at. Emily wants to know about blinking stars that she sees, and if she
Oh,
can try to talk to them telepathically, do they hear her?
yeah, he said they're ships.
Oh, okay. So
He
they
didn't say,
are actually close.
he's not saying like exactly where they're from or who they are, but they understand, like, they can't come here yet. They can't land.
But they
But
can hear her when she reaches out to them telepathically.
they know that, yeah, a lot of humans see them and are curious.
That's kind of the point.
But yeah, and um, yeah, they can like, they actually go to certain areas over, they've been checking out Earth and they eventually will come down here, but they they're like,
Are
they
you
kind
coming
of go to places
now?
where more people see them who know that they're not just stars.
But they're not from Andromeda like Al.
They could be.
Okay. All right. How are we doing on our
He,
trip here? We getting there?
he said we can land anytime.
You, sir, and we'll be back real soon, but let's go check out a new planet. Space
All right.
trucking. All right. Okay, so how are you coming down to the planet this time? Parachute again or something different? You got wings? What? A balloon you're holding on to?
No, I don't think I have a body. I'm just floating towards it. And, or maybe I'm still like that light body thing that was on Al, but um, it's blue here.
Okay. And so the sky is blue. And does everything have like a blue tint, kind of like everything had a pink tint at the other place?
Um,
Is it just a water world? What do you mean it's blue?
right now it's just like dark, like deep blue, very, I'm in like the atmosphere of it, and it's, oh, there's kind of like this hole, or not hole, but like a portal that I have to go through, and it's glowing like a different color, like a sandy color.
You feel like you need to go through it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go see where it takes us. What a fun adventure we're having, huh?
Yeah.
So when you get to the other side of the portal, just go ahead and tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, first thing you see.
It's dark here. It's like the night sky. It's not dark in a bad way, but
So like you're underground or you outdoors and it's just nighttime?
um, I don't know.
Is there any light source in any direction?
Mm, I don't see one, but it's not cold.
Is it like
So
pitch black or just kind of dark?
yeah, it's dark. Like I feel like I'm in like a planetarium or something. Like it's like protected, and you can see a lot of stars, but it's like
Like in a
dark.
bubble?
Yeah,
What's the ground look like below your feet?
it's kind of like misty. It's like a blue mist.
It's not solid.
No,
And your feet look like they look like when you first came up to Al, where they were kind of crystalline light.
I can't see them now because they're in the mist.
How about your hands? What do they look like?
Like kind of feathery.
Interesting. Okay. Are you thinking, are you male or female now?
Mm,
Or androgynous, I guess we would say.
yeah, maybe neither.
And
I feel like David Bowie. Like there's some connection to him.
is David Bowie there? Dave Bowie, come on in. Dave Bowie, we'll be happy to talk to you.
He might be. Oh my gosh.
Anything. See if David Bowie's there, and we'll ask him about his life and what he's doing now. Didn't he?
He's
What?
present. He's present, but he said he doesn't live here. He's just visiting or just is in the atmosphere. Like,
He just
I
happened to
don't
be
know.
here at the same time as you. He's like on vacation.
Kinda. Kinda.
Is there any connection between you and David Bowie that we should know about? Like, are you soul
Um,
family or something? Or I mean, is
oh,
he a guide?
he said he's kind of a guide for all of Earth,
Okay.
but he's not really on Earth or even in the atmosphere. It's just he's kind of a guide from way out in the cosmos. because that's where he came from too.
I was just going to ask, where did David Bowie come from before he was on Earth?
He said he's from Andromeda.
Oh, okay. So same place as Al. Did Al bring him here? Was he on board with us? We didn't even know it.
He said no, he doesn't need Al to get around, but he
Okay.
loves Al. They're friends.
What was his mission when he was on Earth? Why did he incarnate there?
No, he did it, but like he lived his mission, but he was like kind of raising cosmic awareness. He was like an ambassador. Not surprisingly, I mean,
Yeah,
from
because
his
he
music and
had a lot of
everything.
like space symbology and like his albums and movies and stuff, right?
Yeah,
And that was for a reason. That was like that's why he came here.
yeah. He said he wasn't making all that up. Like it didn't come from his brain.
Oh, did you know that at the time?
Did who?
Did David Bowie know that at the time? Did he think he was making it up and he wasn't, or did he just know the whole time? He like had like knowledge.
He said he felt all of it. Like
Mhm.
he it
So it was
came
almost
through
like
him.
inspiration. He was
Yeah,
inspired.
it came through him.
Okay. Wow, that's really neat. And
He's
is there?
guiding the earth kind of into like alignment with other stars and planets. Like he's helping hold the alignment of like where the earth is.
That's kind of his function right now.
It's not just him, it's like he's just helping with that. Like there's maybe a collective or just
Has he got
all
like
kinds of other
Hendrix and
factors.
with him or something? Or, like, is it all the rock
Yeah.
stars?
Oh no. It's no,
Oh,
it's
it's
just
all the
more like
Andromedans, huh?
there's like this blue energy that's kind of holding it
Mhm.
into place instead of not like it would float off without it, but like it's helping like hold space, like hold structure for all the changes that she's going through.
Is it providing any protection to the planet as well?
Yes.
Um, and the last planet we were on, Mr. Bowie, we were learning a lot about
Mhm.
the color pink and the vibration of pink and what it means and how it's the real color of the heart. Could you give us some enlightenment into the purpose of the color blue? What's the significance of blue versus any other color?
It's almost saying like that blue helped him bring like create like how I was just saying how the songs came
Mhm.
through him.
Mhm.
It was like they came riding on that color, and it's like a really dark blue, like a
Indigo or
yeah, like an indigo,
navy blue?
like a navy indigo, I guess, like a very space blue, like very I don't know, like a dusky. I can try to give a visual later, but it's really hard to explain this color. It's like a deep, like midnight blue, I guess.
And how would a person that lives on the planet now, not named David Bowie, incorporate this color into their life in a beneficial way?
Um,
Or does
something
it even
about
need?
I was saying something about tuning,
Mhm.
like it's how they tune something.
You know what this brings to mind, Mr. David Bowie, is how they say that they always make us tune our guitar to a 440 pitch, but a 432 is better. Do you know what I'm talking
Oh, yeah, totally. It's so weird that you brought that up because just yesterday
about?
I was like researching that.
What does he have to say about that topic, and if it has anything to do with the color blue?
He said he tried, like when he was here,
Mhm.
to something about like he couldn't tune to that at that time, but his higher self tried or wanted to. But
There's a lot of interference here, huh?
yeah, but relating to that color, I don't know if it is related to the color. Um,
That was just a way for information to come in.
yeah, it's more of like tuning into like messages from space. Like that color is in your aura when you're tuning into like whatever he was tapped into, whether it was Andromeda or just like cosmic energy.
So if Emily is outside at night and she's looking up at the blinking lights, which we've learned are spaceships, and she wanted to communicate or commune with them, she would first imagine a really dark blue as a way to do that. Does that seem like a good thing to say?
She doesn't even have to think about it. It's just like
Oh, it's just what happens. Okay.
when you're using yourself, your human self, as like an antenna to things that are outside of Earth, then you you automatically like you're connected to that color. You could like paint your house that color if you want to tune into
Mhm.
something that you're not tuning
Is it
into
just from outer
naturally, I guess.
space?
Yeah, but for him it was not something he ever thought about. It just like
Right. And
that
if we
it
were
was happening.
we learned that the color pink was associated with the emotion of love, relaxing, not stressing. Is there an emotion that would be tied to this color of blue that we're talking about?
Oh yeah, it's like wonder, like a mystical, like yeah, it's just like wonder, like
Okay.
a very calm, like deep, meditative, like yeah, wonder. That's the best word for it.
So if you were like a person with a very busy mind that has a hard time meditating, maybe you could have a room that you painted dark blue, and then when you went in there, it would be easier to meditate.
Possibly, yeah. Um, yeah, it'll clear your mind. And he said, be careful, like you might tune into something,
Right.
not in a bad way, but yeah.
It might freak you out or something, or you're gonna think
Mhm.
you're crazy. That's what everybody I
Coming
talk to
from
has.
space.
Right, because different colors might help you to turn into different things, and this type of this dark navy indigo base blue is going to help you to tune into things from space. And so if you're not ready for that, then you wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, sir.
but it won't show you what you're not ready for. They won't show.
You were just kidding.
Yeah, he's David Bowie's really quiet. Like he has his eyes closed and he's like he's got a very quiet like presence.
I hope I'm not too loud and rambunctious for him. Some people feel that way about me, right?
Oh no, he said you're fine.
And was he meant to be here to give Emily a certain message or some sort of guidance, or is it just a coincidence?
Um,
Like, is he the reason we came to Lyra, was to see David Bowie?
No, he said he's just there. Like he's not really um he's not specifically guiding me or anything like that, but we just have a similar frequency right now
Mm.
at this very moment on Lyra, and like um both are tuned into space, and
Yeah, that's great.
he
Um,
might be a wanderer too. It's not
right.
clear. It's not a clear answer, but we have something in common like that. Something from our space origins in common. And was that your question?
I think that is, yeah. I just want to run a couple other things by him while we're here. The first is there anything you would like to say to any of your fans that are still on Earth, that are maybe missing you or looking to you for guidance? Specific David Bowie fans, like something that if there's somebody that really loved David Bowie, they would be really mad at me because I didn't ask it, because I'm not a David Bowie. What would you say?
Well, he said he's always here, and just he's you know he's around Earth. He's not on it, but he loves them all, and
If somebody listens to your
better.
music, then you would be closer to them then, or they feel the emotion that you were feeling when you were making that music. There's going to be kind of a connection. I've heard that with Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, people that resonate with his music are definitely like have some connection to space, or like are on some similar frequency as when he was writing the song. Like especially the more spacey ones, like people that are big fans because of his more space music are, and even his other music, even if he wasn't talking about space, there was like something cosmic coming through,
Mhm.
and people that feel attracted to it are like in touch with their cosmic nature in a way. And
Hmm.
he said it gets better down there, like, and there's so much out here, he wants to say.
That's really interesting, and thank you so much. And because you've inspired me, sir, when I'm done with the session, I'm going to go listen to a David Bowie song and think about space. What song do you recommend for me? Or album? I'd listen to a whole album. I'd watch a movie. You can give me a way to go.
He just says you'll find it. Like he's not giving a specific anything.
All right. And okay, thank you for your time, sir. Would you be able to point us in the direction of what we came here to see? What we should be doing while we're here on Lyra for Emily?
He says check out the something like the light room or something like that.
And how do we get there?
It says follow the light.
Emily, before we go, is there anything that you want to say to David Bowie? I don't know if you have any particular affinity or curiosity with him.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, exactly. Nice to meet you, David Bowie. Appreciate your time, or whatever you would call it these days. All right, so let's see if we can see a light. Do we see one? Can we go towards it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's this weird room where they're kind of like beaming people or
They're beaming people.
doing something. I don't know if there are more planets in Lyra, but I think there are, and I get the impression that this one is like
A transfer
it's
point.
more, yeah, it's kind of like a station or something where like yeah, it is. It's like the bus station. Like Al took me here to see where they people like it's almost like a space station. Like they are communicating with all these other planets, and probably why David Bowie was there. It was just like
Right. It's like you're in the subway almost. Like there's trains going every direction or buses going every direction, and he
yeah,
just waiting for his bus and and he's going somewhere different.
yeah. Or he's like halfway between like he's helping Earth, but he's also like in his home or something. I don't know. He wasn't the clearest. Like he was very quiet, but yeah, it's just like this place where um
So would you say more hustle and bustle here? A lot of activity?
no, it's so quiet here. Like I it's like this is where I don't know if my mind is influencing this because I've heard this before, like in my earthly life, that Lyra is like, or at least somewhere on Lyra is where like beings that come from other planets will like go before they come to Earth to like lower their vibration and get ready for Earth.
That makes
Like
sense.
if you're coming from a higher vibrational planet.
Kind of like what the Madonnas do with the dolphins.
Yeah, yeah, it is. That's why it's like that's why I said tuning for the blue. They're tuning you. They tune
That's right.
beings.
Okay. And
And
so
it's like,
they're taking your vibration.
yeah,
And did you say there was a lot of portals in this room or something? You said they were beaming? Oh,
yeah, they're like beaming, they're tuning people
okay. So
through, not people. I don't know what they are. I can't really tell.
let's go up closer and let's take a look and see what the beings look like. Like who's doing the work and who's being worked on. Do they look the same?
Um, Seems like machines are doing the work or some kind of technology.
Can we go up and interact with the technology?
Oh, yeah, maybe this is where you should ask that question again about
Let's go back to that.
technology.
Give me somebody I
Seems
can
like they're removing things from people and they're like also they're just tuning people to where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, well, tell me when it's our turn in line then, I guess.
there's room for everybody.
And is there somebody that we can talk to or ask questions or kind of gain insight as to exactly what we're doing and what's going on here? I don't want to just go around pushing buttons willy-nilly or anything.
No,
Okay.
yeah, they're helping. They're good and they're helping.
Okay. All right. So we would like to ask anybody there that we can ask. Is there somebody that you can talk to, or the machine? Can we talk to the machine or one of the other people that's going through there?
There's Yeah, there's just kind of like a light in there that came forward when you asked that.
Perfect.
Like
That'll
kind
be
of
great.
a little dust cloud, but like a light cloud.
Mhm, mhm. All right. Thank you, Mr. and Miss Light Cloud. Would it be okay if we asked you a few questions as we're passing through?
They said yes, that's why they came forward.
Thank you. Thank you. We would like to know if Emily has any attachments or dark technologies or hitchhikers or implants or anything like that on her person that could be cleared and removed today.
They said that I don't know if there was anything, but I just kind of got like beamed with something, and they said there's nothing to worry about, and just whenever you can, just surround yourself with light on Earth, and tell everyone to do that. Like, nothing can stay in you, like nothing can live in you or on you if um, you bring enough light in.
Is
And
it?
they said that a lot of the work you've done and other people have helped you with, like the energy work, has removed a lot of things, and that I
So
already know about them and what
there
they
were
are.
things in the past, but they're gone now.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of technology, but most people have encountered some at some time, and it's all going to just be defunct so soon that even if we have it, we shouldn't worry too much about it.
Okay.
Like, some people will have to go through a bigger process to
Mm.
not have their, if they've really been attacked. But
Mhm.
they say that like, I've only been attacked the average amount. Like, everyone has
Mhm. And you,
not been chipped, but like, gotten, there's like little nanotechnology or something. And
mhm.
they said it is in the vaccines that
Vaccines.
everyone got
Okay.
as babies, and or not everyone, but most people, and that just don't worry about it. It's all going to be defunct soon with,
How
with
about
this.
in the do we get anything out of the chemtrails or from tooth fillings?
They said, well, we know the tooth fillings are bad, and there
What's in
there's
them? Tell
ways.
me about it. I don't know anything about them. Tell me.
Oh, it's mercury, which
Oh.
at the time supposedly they thought was good, but
Mm.
they said no, there were bad intentions with that. Like, we should just forgive them, and
Move on.
if you have them, it's good to get them out. They can take them out now
Did they put like
and
the
put in.
amalgam in, and that's better?
No, they put in something else. I don't know what it is, but ask a they said ask a dentist. You're
Like,
on Lyra. Go. They said ask one of your earth dentists what they put in it. But but their message is not like information about materials. That's why they're saying go just go ask. You can go ask a dentist that. You don't have to ask us. They're saying just don't worry about it
mhm, mhm.
unless it's a, like, fillings are different than what we were talking about.
Okay.
Like, the technology stuff
Mhm.
is like ill-intentioned, like whoever it is that
Mhm.
has had a hold of the earth for a long time now is trying to get rid of is trying to do something to weaken humans, and that is the intention behind fillings and chemtrails.
Mhm.
But like, you can protect yourself energetically from any of these things.
Just by having a lot of light inside of you and maintaining a high vibration.
Yes, and you can ask specifically for protection from them, and soon it won't matter, they're saying.
Okay, and would you be able to comment on some of these DNA testing companies? Are they making, like clones out of us or putting us in some kind of a database? Is there anything to be afraid of there with that paradigm?
They're kind of laughing. They said no, like, there may have been some intention for that, but it's the same thing. Like, these dark powers are going down, and like the light is coming up so fast that the battle's already won. And like, all of our, you can pray to protect your DNA if you've sent it in, and your teeth if they have fillings, or when you see chemtrails, you can just put an orb around yourself, or
So if
you can
anybody has,
almost like,
go ahead, go ahead.
oh sorry, you can almost like erase it energetically.
Okay.
Just reach up
Okay.
and imagine you're just erasing it with like an eraser, and just swipe your hand across where you see it. even if you still see it after, it's, just
Because it's on the
erase
internet
it with light.
that matters.
Yeah, erase it with light.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So just for people that are watching or listening to this when it's a video later on, we can say that if you have done a DNA test in the past, just erase it and clear yourself with light, and there's nothing to worry about. And if you got one that you're thinking of doing, go ahead and do it. It's not going to matter, right?
They said that's your choice. I mean, they just, if you do it, make sure you bless your DNA and pray to protect it. But
Oh
they
yeah,
said
before you send it in. Okay, there we go.
they
That's
said that
great.
they also said there's better ways to find out your ancestry.
Like what?
Like our DNA is being activated so that we'll be able to just know soon, and
So it
there
doesn't
will
have
be
to wait.
there will be newer technology that is of the light. So if you can wait,
Okay.
then do that.
I really appreciate that guidance. You're very helpful here. Also, I want to ask, one time Emily was in a cabin. She had some friends pull something. It seemed like they'd stretched out of her hands. I'm sure that was one of the removals that we're talking about that happened in the past. But could you just shed some light on what happened there? What was that? Is it an interesting story for us? So something was removed out of her hands by some friends, and I'm just curious what it was.
It was sort of a collection of stuff, like some of her own darkness, like mixed with stuff that was picked up from,
I feel like there was stuff at that cabin or right around it.
oh, you know what? It was like clearing family lineage stuff.
Okay.
That was like, you hear about this now, people coming to clear their family lineage. And
We have to worry
that
about.
was like sludge being pulled out of like the family lineage. It was like oil when you change your oil in your car, but like it's it's like slime because it's so thick, and it was from like thousands of years back up until now, like
So it's been following.
family emotions and just darkness and family, and every family has this, and
Okay.
sometimes it has to find a way off the planet somehow, and the best way to do that is through a person, and usually there's maybe just one person or a couple in the each family line who takes that on.
Okay. So now we could say that if Emily were to have a kid next year, she wouldn't pass this on, and that was the point of it.
uh no, it's gone now, it went to the light.
Right. But if it hadn't gone to the light, then it would be something that would be continue to be passed on through the family, right?
It wouldn't necessarily be in, like if she had a kid, it would be, it might have just, some of it might have, it can go so many different ways. Sometimes all the stuff in one family will like funnel into one person, and sometimes it gets spread around, but usually it goes to someone who can clear it.
Now I got you. Okay, so it
Yeah.
wasn't the point of it to just prevent it from spreading. It was for her to positively impact the past in a way.
Yes.
Okay. I really
And
appreciate it.
many of you are doing that right now. Many people are doing that on Earth
And when
right now.
you positively affect the past like that, then you're also positively affecting the future in some way.
Yes.
That's the whole point of it.
Yes. That is,
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
definitely.
So you're creating a
Doing,
new timeline in a sense, or new
yes.
realities that weren't
Yes.
there until this negativity had gone, and now all of a sudden the the future is wide open.
Yes, it is changing the future timeline. Definitely, it's not necessarily changing the past or anything like that. It's like that stuff happened and it became that, it manifested into that stuff, that sludge.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Is this the proper place for us to ask? I know that we can, this is a place where we can remove things. Are there any kind of upgrades or activations, for chakras and third eyes and DNA and galactic activations? Is there any of that stuff that could be done here today, right now for Emily?
It's happening. Um, yeah, it's happening, but I don't know. I'm not getting a very clear answer on this.
Well, let's ask some questions here. So basically, it sounds like you're saying that based on the work that she's already done, that these things are underway and we merely have to wait for them to unfold? Or are you saying that you're doing something about it right now?
You're doing something about it right now. Like both, both are true. So yes, being on your path and just it's happening to everyone, or to most or some, but doing this work, like this process,
Mhm.
is kind of activating
Oh, okay.
memory, and that's activating DNA, and it'll expand and there'll be more memory and more clarity.
So this is kind of like a multiplier added to what she was already doing, and whatever the ball that already was already rolling is now going to be rolling that much faster.
Yes, because, well, for her it was, trust was kind of an issue, like trusting her own intuition, and being like, oh, I think I'm from some other planet, but is that real? And like, if seeing is believing, then now she has seen.
So the
And
trust can be there, right?
so, and just being in this state right now, um, she has been in this state before, even almost daily, like being a daydreamer kind of person. And now she knows that it's the same thing. It's like almost like a,
So she can return to this at will instead of kind of by accident.
oh, easily, yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'd love to hear
Yeah.
that. I feel something going on with me right now. Is
What's that?
just like there's some kind of energy coming over me, or somebody's doing something to me, which is
Oh, you're
fine.
being, yeah, you're activating too. Just
Yeah.
doing
Okay. Okay.
doing
Uh,
this work, you're remembering.
oh, okay. Okay. So it
And
affects me in a similar way.
yeah, and you're taking all of these people on these journeys and to these places that, there is no time and no space. So you've been, in a way, to all of them and known all of these beings before, and you're remembering them because they're all parts of yourself. So you're activating your own cellular memory and DNA and whatever else you guys call it. And
I feel something
you're,
right now as we're speaking, and it's really kind of cool and intense feeling.
oh yeah, I mean, the more you do this, you're remembering. What you're doing is really just remembering,
Right.
and
Right.
that is activating.
Because there's really
The more,
nothing that can be learned in the whole universe. It could just all be remembered.
yes, you're just remembering more of
Well, these sure are
yourself.
fun journeys. I'm sure enjoying it.
Yeah,
Uh, and by the way, what are we talking to right now? Who are we talking to?
we're just a light collective.
Mhm.
We we're here for tuning.
Okay, so this is your place. This is where you hang out, and anybody that comes here comes to see you.
We can go anywhere, but yes.
But you're not like passing through like David Bowie was. This is
No.
well, I'm just trying to get my mind around it, and so you're a light collective. So that means that you're many beings in one. What is a
You
light
could
collective?
say that.
Okay.
Well, we don't have bodies. We're just light.
What we call like a social mind construct or a social memory construct. Is that what it is?
No, we're
Social
just
memory.
light that
Okay.
does tuning.
You're like a bunch of little lights that are all rolled into one big light. Little
More
bunch of
like particles of light, like little specks.
okay. And have you ever had any other types of incarnations where you weren't a ball of collective light?
We expanded to this from just being one little speck of
Oh,
light and formed this planet that's part of Lyra.
okay. We're on Lyra right now.
Yes.
Okay. And while we're here, is there anybody else that we should go see for Emily? Like, why else did we come here?
Just to tune,
Just to tune, that's why we're here?
or just to see the tuning happen, because you are tuned now, but
So this
yeah,
space that we're in right now, this is where we were meant to come, and this is why we were brought here?
yes.
Thank you very much. And is there any other messages that you would like to give to Emily or me or the people that may be watching this as a video later in the future?
432 hertz is a good thing. You
Oh,
asked David Bowie that, and he
yeah.
didn't really answer you, but yes, try to listen to your music that way.
So 2.5 step down when you're playing, right? Isn't that what it is? And then a half step below. How would
Oh no,
you?
we don't know about tuning. There, you can find instructions
Yeah, that's
on your
fine.
planet, but you can listen to all your music that's already been recorded. You can find ways. There's technology for it.
Oh, yeah, I think you would probably, I would guess you would change the speed, maybe just slow it down a hair. I don't know.
Emily has an app on her phone that just play
Really?
it instead of having like iTunes or something.
Uh,
It's called 432. It's free.
oh, okay. And so then any song that you already like, you can
Yes.
put into the right frequency that will cause positive vibrations instead of negative vibrations.
Yes.
Wow, that's super cool. Okay.
But we
Wow.
want to say something else about it
Yes.
doesn't really cause negative vibrations. Music does cause positive vibrations no matter what frequency it's in, but
Mhm.
it takes away from it when it's in 440.
Mhm. It's just not as good.
Yeah, it could be better.
Right. And
So
432
go,
is the ideal, is the best.
yes. So go get that app and listen to some David Bowie on it.
Done deal. I agree. Okay, I'll do that. I promise.
Okay.
Make a note here. Get the app. All right. Get app. Listen to Bowie. Things I would have never thought I was going to be doing today. That's hilarious. Okay. And so I think there was something else I wanted to ask. Okay, so if we are listening to music, sometimes it's already been, the creator, the artist is into 432 anyways, and they make it in a good way and that more ideal way. And sometimes the artist is just not aware of that or don't agree with it or whatever. And so some of the music we're going to hear is going to be at that other vibration. Is there a way that somebody could be, they're driving down the road, they're listening to the radio, and immediately know, oh, this song is not there? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes. Once you get and once you are tuned, which just means just once you raise your vibration to a certain point, you'll know, you'll be able to feel it because it's affecting all your cells, just like it affects water. You can look at pictures of how those two frequencies affect water. That's, you're made of water, so you'll feel it when you're at that level of knowing,
Talk
which
about
you
like
can
the
be easily.
cymatics, or what that Dr. Emoto did with when he would freeze the water.
Kind of like that, yes. But there are photos of water droplets reacting to 432 versus
Oh,
440. You
okay,
can look at pictures,
okay.
and since you're made of water, that's kind of what it's doing to you. So it's not really negative
Mhm.
what the 440 does, but it is another way of keeping humans less evolved.
Right. Just like everything, it seems like.
Yeah, so many
So
things.
in a way, it kind of like blocks the light, or prevents moving forward.
Yes.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you, Ball of Light Collective. And is there anything else that Emily was meant to learn while she was here today?
There are other nice planets here in Lyra, but you you're not here to visit them today. This is just, this almost isn't even really a planet. It's just like a tuning chamber center.
And
So
Lyra, I thought heard was a cat planet originally, but now what I'm hearing is that it's a collection of several planets. It's more like an area, not one planet. Is that right?
um
You're saying there's
well,
many planets here on Lyra or something?
we were just saying that this this isn't the best representation of Lyra as a whole. It's just where we tune.
Right, right.
It's a transitional place, like you were saying earlier.
I was calling it like a bus station almost.
Yes.
Is there a name for this place in case I ever wanted to return or come back with another client? I say, guy, let's take you to the Lyra bus station or something. You know, I mean, like if I feel like they need tuning, I want to
You can
bring them
call it the tuning station.
to the Lyra tuning station.
Yes.
Love it. We'll love it. Okay. And is there something I can call you other than the Lyra tuning station, Ball of Light?
Well, call us the tuning station, Ball of Light, not tuna.
Sorry, I'm trying to write and all right, the tuning station Ball of Light. I think I can work with that. Okay. Got a lot of energy here. I really feel like I got a lot of tuning, whatever that means. And we appreciate you for being here with us today. All right, Emily, you feel like you want to go back up and see what Al's got to say, where he wants to take us next?
Yeah, let's do that.